The Crimson Tide rolling on to the Sweet 16. Grand Canyon sees their magical March Madness run come to an end. 72-61 the final, and this final score not necessarily indicative of how close this game was throughout. Some quick rapid reaction here to this game. The Lopes actually had a lead in this game around the midway point, just past the midway point of the second half. But then, as you see, GCU went absolutely ice cold from the field in the final 4 minutes and change of this game. The main stat that jumps out to me, though, is GCU missed 14 free throws in this game. Obviously, if you look at the final score, that was the difference right there. But also, even if GCU makes half of those free throws they missed, they would not have been chasing the game. They would have had the lead down the stretch instead of chasing the game like they did. Overall, this is an Alabama team that likes to get out and score. This Crimson Tide team has scored 100 points 10 different times this season. So what GCU wanted to do defensively, well, it worked because Bryce Drew's team held Alabama to just 72 points. Unfortunately, on the offensive end, well, there was a lot of struggles for GCU. What Alabama was doing really seemed to frustrate GCU. They didn't really get into the sets, the motions that we usually see GCU run. And yes, Tyon Grant-Foster got his. He was outstanding on this Sunday evening. 40 minutes for Tyon Grant-Foster. He never left the floor. Played the entire game. He scored 29 points, 8 rebounds. When GCU needed a bucket, they turned to Tyon Grant-Foster, as they have all season. But it was just too much of GCU dribbling the air out of the basketball on the offensive end at times. Credit Alabama for frustrating this Lopes team on the offensive side. GCU did not get a ton of quality looks at the basket, and that ended up being another factor in what did them in. And then, of course, the three-point shooting. Alabama, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation. They did shoot at almost 26% from beyond the arc, and GCU only 2 of 10 from three-point land. So GCU's season comes to an end. It was an incredible season, a historic season for Bryce Drew in this Grand Canyon program. They get their first ever win in March Madness, beating GCU on Friday. They just stacked wins all season, back-to-back WAC champions as well. 3 ncaa tournament appearances now for Bryce Drew. This program is going to continue to build. There's a ton of tangible momentum behind this GCU program. And they need to hold their heads high after not only what they accomplished throughout the season, but even what they did tonight. Yes, the result did not go the way Grand Canyon was hoping, but they took this Alabama team down to the wire. Like I said, the final score not indicative of how close this game was. GCU, for a little bit there, seemed like they were going to be the ones that were going to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. This is a lot different feeling, I think, for Lopes fans than last year when GCU got blown out by Gonzaga in the first round. That's a much different way to exit the NCAA tournament than taking Alabama down to kind of the wire in the round of 32. That's how GCU bows out this year. Plenty to be excited about if you're a Lopes fan moving forward.